How about the name ROLLYN 1000 Click? How'd you guys come up with that name?
That's on him.
Let me see.
When I met him, he was already R1. So
Yeah.
Okay.
So before I met him, there was no ROLLYN 1000. It was R1, you know. So I came up with the R1. I was in math class and we was doing division, and so I guess like when you write down the answer, you got to put remainder 1. But I shortened it and made it R1. I don't know, just something about it. I said, damn, that's kind of tight. So I just called it. That was just the name of my style. You know, it was no ROLLYN 1000 at the time. Rollin' was always one of my favorite words. So like if we heading out to a party, like where we rolling to, you know, and 1000 that's my favorite number. So I guess just after a while, everybody would call me R1, and then one day I just like, you know what, let's call it ROLLYN 1000, and that was just the name of my style. There was no group or anything until he came along, and I just turned it into a group, man. And if it weren't for him, we wouldn't no record deal. So I was like, fuck it, you know, ROLLYN 1000. You know. Now, quick story. I was on the bus one day. Now, I used to spell it ROLLYN with ING 1000, and I had it written on my backpack, and I was on the back of the bus, and this dude, I'll never forget it. He kept staring at me, and he was looking at my backpack. He said, "What's ROLLYN 1000?" And this dude, he was probably an OG back in the day. I'll never forget it. His name was Puppet. He was from ROLLYN 70s.
Mm-hmm.
He was from ROLLYN 70s. He wasn't like tripping on me, but he was like, what is that? And I said, no, that's just you know, name my group. And he said, you know what, you should change the way you word it, you know, the ROLLYN.
Mm-hmm.
And because he said, because I'm from ROLLYN 70s. He said, someone see that, they might think you know some gang shit, you know. So he said just change that little homie. I never forget that. So I changed it ROLLYN 1000. Yeah, so it was ROLLYN 1000. But yeah, shout out to Puppet, man. I mean, I don't know if he's still around, but yeah, he was that ROLLYN 70s? That's ROLLYN 70s Crip out in LA.
60s too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have went bad, man, but you know, he was just looking out for me like a big homie. He was cool. He was cool, man. I'll never forget that. I was right there at Florida Mall, just getting on the bus, man. Yep. So
That's the same thing happened to me too.
Puppet from ROLLYN 70s. Yep.
Yeah, some guy asked this. He asked me. He said, you from LA?" I said, "Nah." He said, "That ROLLYN." He said, "The ROLLYN 1000." I said, "Nah, it's my rap group." Yeah, same thing. He said, "Yeah, they got the. That's how I heard about ROLLYN 60s and 70s and stuff like that out there. I didn't even know. You know, LA kind of different. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy. I always wonder why you changed it to the YN.
Yeah.
But now I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
What was the very first song you guys recorded, and where?
Oh, was that
That's where that's
Dark
gonna
Side?
be. Our demo was Dark Side, but we recorded because you had a song that I got on, and then I had a song that you got on.
I don't remember.
Right. So we don't remember. So we were used to record off of this thing right here. When I first seen this, When I first seen this at his house, how he had it set up.
The struggle was real. The struggle was real. I used to like a lot of the beats that I would make, well not make, but make it our own. Like I would take like the end of like a Spice One song. You know, like at the end of the song, the beat will still be playing.
Yeah.
And as soon as he stopped rapping, I pressed record and then try to get as much beat as I can, and then stopped it before it faded it. Rewind the tape, press record again. So and then just kept stretching the beat out. So when we rapping, you can hear the beat like cut off, and we have to like kind of like jump on back to the beat. You know, it was crazy, man. But yeah, this thing, man. Yeah, we recorded a lot of songs on that. This is how we got our record deal. We recorded the song Dark Side on this, and it featuring Root Dog.
Rolling through the dark side streets of Saturn. Malibu plus hopping out with Max. Fools get their thrown, taking photo to the back. Fools ain't playing from the R1 stack.
Yep.
And he would have the end of a headphone stuck in a drawer. So that's the microphone.
And that was the microphone.
You know.
And then if we wanted to do let me see. So if we wanted to do doubles, this
ad-libs.
Yeah, so like this would be the tape with the instrumental, and then this tape would be, you know, where we put the raps on, and then it was like I would switch it back and forth so we can put ad-libs. So we would that's you know, man, like a motherfucker. We had unlimited tracks.
And you could not mess up.
Man, on everything.
Because if you mess up, we got to do the whole thing over.
Okay.
You know, so it was crazy.
You just kind of add layers to it.
But it actually helped us. So
That's
when
right.
we got to the studio, it was kind of like we was polished. Like we in there knocking stuff out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, right.
One
First take.
take, Jake.
Yeah, we was not playing. Yeah,
just because of this.
Damn.
But yeah, it was real. Like oh man, shout out to my partner Kovan, man. Yeah, Kovan, he let me use his. He had a karaoke machine as well, and I recorded a lot of stuff off that. If I needed any sound effects, I take an extension cord and I would go outside with the microphone. If I heard like a helicopter, I just record it. If I wanted to do a police chase scene, I would be running like through the leaves, you know, and then put it all together, and it sound like a damn police chase.
Right.
On one of these motherfuckers.
Creative.
Crazy.
Man.
Crazy. So yeah, like you said, like when we actually got in the studio, it was like we already been recording.
Man.
But we was doing it the hard way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But we thought it was the easy way. So when we get in there, it's like we just go in the booth, put the headphones on, they just press record. It's like okay, we don't need no karaoke machine. Shit.
Right. Yeah, because we thinking if we mess up in the studio, we thinking our mind said we got to do the whole thing over. Oh no, I could just punch you in.
Yeah, just that little part.
Right.
Yeah.
For real?
Damn.
Yeah. It's too easy. But yeah, man, that's the machine right there.
Crazy.
That got the record deal.
And so before I met him, I recorded my own demo, and I sent it to this guy, Sub-Zero. Yeah, shout out to Sub-Zero too, man, and shout out to Emil. Those two, they gave me my first show ever. I was like, wow, I was like maybe 15, 16. Do you remember that? It's a club called Club 916. Anybody remember that? Club 916?
What was that?
Back in the day,
Back in the day.
I'm not sure. Maybe like towards Roseville, out that way. I can't remember. But I think it was like an 18 and up club. And this was back when everybody was breakdancing and everybody there was like the Floor Rascals, the Renegades. They would always go up there and battle each other. And so I sent my demo to Sub-Zero. He was gonna sign me. And he called me and everything. I sent the tape to him, put my number on it, and he called me. Me and my mom went up there. and he wanted to take me like out to Europe, you know, because he was touring, and he just got to get a passport and all that. But my mom was like nah, she wouldn't let me. So I'm crying like a little baby in front of this dude. I'm like, man, please let me go. And she was like, nope. So, but I me and him we still close to this day. You know what I'm saying? So he gave me my him and Emil to give me my first shot, and I did a song called "If It Don't Stop," and even before I got on stage, everybody was booing me. Didn't even hear me or anything. Beat come on, they booing, boo, and I get on stage and as soon as I started rapping, everybody was going crazy. Oh my mama, they was going crazy, man. Yeah, it was called "If It Don't Stop." I might still have the song somewhere, man. But yeah, that was a good time, man. So then after that, I was watching BET, and BET was doing a talent search out there at Club Jeffries in Oakland. So I got on the bus, on the Greyhound, went all the way to Oakland to Club Jeffries, and it said oh, dress code strictly enforced. So I'm like, damn. So I go in my closet, man. I get this fucking Reverend Jones outfit, man. I put it on with some Elise. Those are the shoes back in the day. Have some damn Shirley's in my hair. I get on the fucking I get on the bus. I get out there, and I'm asking people like, hey, where's Club Jeffries? And he's like, oh man, just go down the street and to your right, it's right across the street. So I get over there. I said, okay, there it is. I get across the street. Everybody had on street clothes. Here I am in this damn church suit, some damn Shirley's, and some street shoes on. I was like, oh, bruh. So when we got in there, man, there was thousands of people, and you got 30 seconds. And I had a tape on me, and they said, we don't have a tape player, just only CDs. And I was like, you know, I didn't know nothing about no CDs back then. You know, I didn't know how to burn the CDs. So I was like, fuck it. So the verse I did was off of No Bad Peddling. I did that verse.
I hit your back down, fools ain't knowing about that rolling 1,000 zone. We're singing and drop down Mercury Cyclone. No, that chrome with a bumper to that your homemade. Watch me grief in the back with a jack on the road to get house in a room. Sick is back, but I'm to the walking through the house with a big bag of drinks and nothing. It's like 116, no things are up, the fools can't catch me. Down like a 454, like 1,000 is out of control. What's my just why? Gonna go to the freeway doing that down to the phone when I heard right your mail, talk to the tongue, no shaking, but joking and chicken. Oh, get the front door, get the back door, but out your gas tank with a 7. Scratch it over.
And the judges, they weren't fucking with me. So I was like, whatever. So when your 30 seconds was up, they cut the mic off. Next, got off the stage, and then but one of the judges, he pulled me to the side. He was like, bro. He said, man, just keep, you know, fuck what they're talking about, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He said you got something, man. He said they don't know. Yeah. He said you're ahead of your time, man. Just keep doing it, and I'll never forget that, man. So got my ass back on the bus, and then before I knew it, man, I met him and fucking record deal off this.
Crazy
Off this, the struggle was real, but we did it. We did it.
Facts.
So how did you guys get that record deal, that 365 music deal?
Okay, so so we got the record deal from my cousin. How I knew it was my cousin. My mom introduced me to her. She was moving some stuff of her mom's stuff into our house. And she had on this record company gear, like a hoodie and a shirt. It was Charlie J's SHCW, whatever it's called, remember? What it was
Yes,
called?
yes.
So she had the hoodie on. I said, actually, if she rap, she was like, no. She said, no. She said, do you? I said, yeah. I said, me and my homeboy, we rap. She said, you got a demo? I said, not right now, but I said, we can make one. She came back like a week later. We had made Dark Side. So that was one of the singles on the Representing. So we did the Dark Side and gave it to her. She took it back. How long ago later? About, it was quick.
Yeah.
I wanna
Well, it was called something else at first. I think it was called Rolling Through the South Side or something. And,
Right.
and then she was like, she said, no, change it to the Dark Side, so so you can attract more people, because not everybody is from the South. You know what I'm saying? So we changed it to the
Yeah.
Dark Side.
Yeah, so we did that, and then she came back. She came back with a contract. So I got all dressed up. I'm 16 years old. I got all dressed up. My brother and his homeboys all outside. They're like, "Why you all dressed up?" I said, "Man, I'm about to sign a record contract, a record deal." They was like, "You lying? No, you not." I said, "Yes, I am. I'm about to go do it right now." So she brought up a contract. We didn't know none of what it said, whatever. We just excited to sign. My mom was right there with us. Was right there in my mom's kitchen, and signed on the dotted line, and the rest is history, right? As soon as we signed that dotted line, we going to different studios, going out of town, to different studios, and I gotta come. Well, you was out of school by then, right?
No, I was still in school.
Still in school?
Because I remember y'all came and picked me up at Kennedy.
That's right. Yeah.
I forgot. I'm not sure what we recorded, but
We went to Mountain View for our single with Charlie J. That's where he was at. Charlie
That's
J and
right.
Pops. So yeah, we went to
Yeah.
Mountain View, and that's when my brother went with us, and that's been Root Dog.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So no, we went out there a couple times. Root Dog came with us one time.
Okay.
Yeah. So went out there, came, and then came back home. We getting back home 5, 6 in the morning. I'm tired. My mom's like, "Nope, get your ass up and go to school." She said, "I don't care about no record deal." I was like, "Damn." So yeah, but that's how we ended up getting our record deal. Just by meeting her. She heard it, and she was on it. She was like, "Yeah, I want to sign y'all." So we signed to 365 Music. Yeah, so that's how we got signed.
And your cousin was who again?
Talon. Her name was Talon Miles. So she had came out with an album. She ended up when we got signed, she was still pushing her album too. And remember, she performed at what was it, Sam Goody inside Flora Mall? Was that the name of the record company?
Mhm.
Record store?
Yeah.
Sam Goody.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she
I remember
performed.
that.
Yeah, because we were standing there.
Wow.
Yeah, we were
So
standing there.
that craniology already
Yeah,
out.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's what she did her single, and then and Yuck Mouth was there too, so he ended up performing too. So she was pushing her single. Then when she got done with that, that's when she started focusing on our album.
So you guys went out to Mountain View,
Mm-hmm.
and you polished up Dark Side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we heard the beat over the phone because we had our demo with the beat that we had, but we heard the beat over the phone. So he played first he played the Representants beat. We wasn't really feeling that beat at first, but when he played that Dark Side beat, we was like, "Oh yeah, that beat hard," So we was excited about that. But Representing ended up being a better song, and that's the song that we ended up getting on the radio. So that was really like our focus too. We wanted to be heard. We just didn't want to do it for a certain region or where we at. We wanted a song on the radio. So we ended up doing that. So Representing was that's still one of my favorite songs to this day.
Today's a beautiful day, so let's take a ride. It's about that time, so grab that now. We ready to parlay on the south side. Come ride through, so don't even trip. Boo dog, get young, sit, we ain't begging no blood, we ain't begging no grip. Just that click of our one, striking in the Cali sun. It got kinda hot, so we dropped the top and hit the spot. Kinda simple, blazing up that endo, and taking a puff my kinfolks in a whole Sacramento. Rolling down the window, really low, but you don't feel me. Rolling through the town, get bombed in the capital city.
Was that on the radio?
Yeah. So the original Representing song was on the radio.
Right.
Talon wanted us to do a remix, which we did, but we wasn't feeling it. And a lot of people too. When they heard it on the album, they was like, "Man, why y'all didn't put the original on there?" you know, and I was like, I don't know. That's what Talon wanted, you know, but the original one was on the radio.
102.5.
Yeah, 102.5.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that like? Was that cool?
Yeah,
That
it was
fun.
It was
That was-
dope, man. We who was it?
Ebro.
Ebro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Shout out to Ebro, man, out there in the East Coast.
yeah, he had put on that what was it, a dog pound with
Dog Pound Beat.
Mac 10?
Cabbie Hit. Was it the name of the song?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cabbie Hit. So
Yeah, so he put on that beat,
Mhm.
and he's like, spit something, and I put on the headphones, and I stepped back away from the mic, and he was like, no, I need you to come closer. I was like, bro, I rap loud, and he's like, no, just go ahead and come closer. I'm like, all right, and that's when I did that verse from No Bad Peddling. And then when I started rapping, I'll never forget. He had his earphones on, and he took them off hella quick, and it was so dope, man. Cause we was I think we was like on the top floor or something.
Yeah, it was up there.
So while I'm rapping, I could see, like the whole city was all lit up, and I'm just sitting there gassing. I'm just looking at I'm like, dang, this is crazy. And the line, the phones was lighting up. People were calling in, and
Man.
you know, chicks was like, hey, what you doing tonight? You know,
yeah, a lot of people
it was
called
crazy,
in.
man.
A lot of grown women called in after we got done rapping. A lot of grown women called in. When you guys performing at? And they 35 years old. We teenagers, you know. You know, but it was cool though. Like the experience overall was just dope, you know, because I know a lot of people that was coming up. They can't say they went up to the radio station and got to rap. You know, for everybody, a lot of these rappers, you know, and for that to happen for us, man, it was a blessing, you know, and so for people to actually hear us, you know, and then they played our single, Representing, they played that, and that's when the phones lit up. They lit up. Yeah, it was dope.
That is dope. Damn. So you guys had so the tape was out at that point.
Yeah,
You guys had the tape. Okay.
tape was out.
Who designed that cover for that one? Did Talon design that?
Yeah,
What-
for the Representing, for our single.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
don't
the
know.
dice and the cash.
Oh yeah, I think that was her idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she came back with the design, and we thought it was dope.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, that's clean.
It is
That's
cool.
clean. Yeah.
So do you remember how many tapes were pressed up? Did you have like 100,
It was a lot.
maybe 300?
It was a lot of tapes.
Okay.
But they were selling like crazy too. They were selling like people would tell us like, man, I tried to go to Sam Goody, they sold out. I tried to go to this place, they sold out. You know, it was moving. That single was moving. But she cause I only had a couple tapes that I had kept.
Same here.
Well, no, my mom had a case. Well, she used to. I don't know where that case at now. But she had a little small case of tapes, but I don't know where they went. But I had one that I tried to keep for the longest, but ended up messing it up, and I threw it away. Yeah. But she pressed out a lot of tapes, and when we did the album, she pressed out a lot of CDs. So if somebody has the R1 album on tape, then they lucky if they got that.
That was on cassette?
It was on cassette and CD.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay. So there probably weren't a lot of the tapes pressed up, but a lot of the
Right, but a lot of
CDs.
CDs,
you know,
yeah.
that.
Right.
I bet you my homie Jason has that tape
Right.
on my head.
Woo! Hey, Jackson Dukes, man, tell him.
Yeah.
Send a pitch so I can see it.
What was it like having your guys' own tape, man? Were you guys like, was it exciting? Were you taking it to school, pushing it out the trunk?
All that. Yeah.
Yeah. I used to make my own album covers back in the day. I would take like actual tapes that came out, and I would lay them out, and I would get like some of that thick like kind of like cardboard paper, and I would just trace the the cover, and I make my own, and then have the cassette case, have my own little tape in there, and I would just sit it in there along with the, you know, with the big boys. So it was pretty dope, man.
Yeah, when we cause we was, like I said, we were still in school when we was doing this.
Yeah.
So what Talon did, she put together a street team. So she had people at different schools passing out snippets of our tape to represent in the dark side. Remember we went to the studio, we was talking, and it sounded like a monster voice, kind of like wait
Oh,
on the promo. It was
Yeah.
crazy. But yeah, so she had. That's how I met a lot of people. Just coming up, one of my good friends now. He said, man, when your album came out, I was pushing it through Burbank. Not when the album, when we was doing the promo. He said, I was pushing it through Burbank. And then I was going to school with his brother, but I didn't know him, you know, and that's how I ended up meeting him. Yeah, shout out to Chris, man. Love you, boy. But yeah, so she would go to different schools and have people pushing out the promo tape. But it was fun doing that because, like I said, we teenagers and we're still in high school, so we the talk of the town now. You know, everybody, what's up? When your album? Everybody want to be your friend now. You know, you got a bunch of new friends, a bunch of new cousins. You know, it was crazy, man. It was real crazy. The yard monitor, they super nice to you now. You know, one of the yard monitors asked me to borrow some money, and he was serious.
Damn.
He was serious because my mom came back. She said she had talked to Talon about some distribution deal or something, and she about to get a lot of money. So my mom was a yard duty too. She was working at the school where I was going to. So another yard duty overheard that. So after my mom left, the next day he came, hey man, let me borrow $50. I said, man, I ain't got no $50. Yeah, but yeah, it was fun time, man. It was just being able to experience that, going to different studios, meeting different producers. Like that time, remember we went to Phone Beta spot off of Greenback.
Oh yeah.
And Brother Lynch was there, and that was funny. That's a funny story. We walk in, it's a big ass dog igloo, you know, the dog house igloo.
Yeah.
With no dog. It was a bunch of cans, beer cans everywhere. So we walked through and went back to Phone Beta's room. I want to say, who was asleep on the bed? Was that Mr. Doc? Sleep on the bed on the floor?
I don't remember.
I think that was Mr. Doc on the floor. It was somebody that looked like Mr. Doc knocked out on the floor. Phone Beta's in the closet where his keyboard is at, right? So we walk in. He said, turn the lights off. You don't remember that?
Man.
He said, turn the lights off. And he started moving his head like this, right? And then he started playing the keys. He
Yeah,
started
that
playing.
was crazy, man.
And then Brother Lynch walks in. He leans against the door, and he's about to light up a blunt. Brother Lynch says, I'm feeling murderous. And then he starts rapping. So he started freestyling, and then he started rapping. Right? I was like, yeah, this is dope. This is dope, man.